Welcome back. This is Seal Chan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.0 progressive long play. I'm going to take care of something, and then I'll talk about what it is we're going to do. Okay, just wanted to do that. I think anytime we name something, even if it's insignificant, it creates a little bit more of a sense of place. Someone bothered to add a label of affection, affectation, I don't know, to something insignificant. What does that mean? Oh, let's pick up these torches. Okay. In the fairly austere landscape of Alpha 1.0, adding blue water and that green grass does look good. Anyway, today we're going to do something new. Something I've been waiting for a while. We're going to take that wayward boat in the morning, and we're going to go on a boating expedition. Now, as I was getting to know Alpha 1.0 and how I like to play the game, I wondered what would be the point of going out and exploring. I mean, I could do what I'm doing here over and over and over again in an ever-expanding circle of exploration and building and resource farming. But I don't want to do that. If I can't discover something new or do something new, then I think it's time to move on to the next game. But I realized there are 2 goals, maybe even 3, maybe even more, that I'd like to do, like to accomplish. Oops. Which reminds me, when you go on a boating expedition, bring extra wood. I'll say more after the music. Okay, I'm just going to put some things away while we wait for the night. Oh yeah. Okay. So, the goals that we can have while going on out in the boat. First of all, there are two different types of boating expedition that I've come up with. And one, let's see, how's my armor? It's alright. And one is what I call the coastline expedition. How to get in a boat, starting at a port or landing. This game, I forget what I call it. Anyway, place where you park a boat. And you follow the coastline. You go right or left, clockwise or counterclockwise. So check this out. Looks like all the trees grew in. It's awesome. I'll be able to finish this up easy next round. And, you know, in later versions of the game, I might be looking for a biome that I hadn't seen yet. That was certainly the case in release 1.1. I was trying to find that icy plains biome. They're huge when you find them, but they're relatively rare. And the other, and you follow the coastline. If you have a big continent, then you get a long ways that way. And the second thing, second type of expedition is I would call an island expedition. That works well with a map, since the map gives you a certain scope, you know, just not going on forever. But I also wanted to inhabit an island. The island would have to have a cavern entrance. It qualifies as, you know, a full-on cavern. I should be surprised how frequently that does actually happen, even on smaller islands. Alright, looks like the sun's coming up. I don't know if I can make it to the lighthouse. But if you go around looking for islands, and you build on those islands, and you can start from the last island, and did I escape these guys? I guess so. You can start on the last island and continue your exploration. The goal of that in the release builds, mainly for me, was trying to find that mushroom island, which I never did on my 1.1 series. But I guess he's happy now. and you can just take off across the water. Let's go. One boat. Let's have one already made as a backup. And yeah, just keep this. All right, let's leave this port and head out. So I still haven't talked about why I can justify going on a boating expedition to myself as I play this game. Well, one of the reasons is to see if I can connect one port to another. If I follow the coastline, on a coastline expedition, maybe I can wrap around and find this is an island. And then I have another way to get from one place to another. It's just nice to look at this great world-gen landscape. The discovery of rivers and the shape of the land is enjoyable, impractical in later versions, since I'm looking to expand. In this game, not so much. But one of the reasons why I should go on these journeys, another reason, is that there are a couple of resources that I have yet to master. And here we're heading out beyond where we've walked. And one of those is clay. And here we are. Let's see if I can park. I've already discovered clay. And a process at this point of harvesting clay wherever I see it. In this case, I don't feel a need to replace the clay with sand. Clay seems to be very rare. So, the best way I know of finding it is to in alpha at least, is to carefully explore the shoreline. And having begun boating, I will be adding, actually it's part of the port build, to build a storage shed for storing clay, so that I can attempt to complete the task of collecting a full stack. Actually, that's going to be easy, because what I'm collecting are clay balls. Interesting. You know, I think I do prefer the beaches of Alpha. I don't like it when sand runs up a hillside. since I don't like that, it gives me the justification for setting up a sand quarry in just about any biome, as long as it has a beach. The other resource that we have yet to master is kind of the friend of the cactus, sugarcane. I guess we can come punch through here. And sugarcane. We've caught one glimpse of some sugarcane. If I can find some sugarcane along the shoreline, I will allow myself to claim that. If we can get any sugarcane at all, then we have to go and we can set up a farm and continue to collect it. Now, another thing I need to think about is, what am I going to do after I set out when it gets dark? What's this here? Just sand. So far as I've seen, the clay seems to spawn at or above the sea level. You can see how rare clay is. We would have seen several pockets of it by now. In later versions. Aha! Do you see what I see? Yeah, so fortunately with clay... Actually, did I already collect a stack? I have to look it up. I should take this picture. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I find myself just going really slow here, looking for stuff. This thing hasn't even had a chance to grow. Let's see if I can just... Nope, I'm gonna have to get out. Wish me luck. Okay, got it. I'm gonna leave that there. Perchance it has a chance to grow to its full height. Should we ever come back this way? And I think I've seen clay only where there's sand. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna head out and we're gonna let the sun set. Oh, look at that. Wow. All of a sudden I'm seeing sugarcane absolutely everywhere. That's weird. Maybe we can kind of carefully continue even at night. and go another day, then turn around and come home. I don't know. It's like, if I can't see the clay, it seems pointless. Oh. It can't be good. Somehow I became separated from my boat. Something tells me this is a defect. The first one I've noticed. Did I dismount? Alright. Let me go ahead and pause the recording so this isn't too disturbing. Okay, I'm back. And it's very dark. Let's do a little bit of limited exploration in this area before we continue. Oh, here we go again. All I had to do was exit the game, re-enter, and pop back in the boat. I hate to say this, but if this keeps happening, I guess the boating expedition is not going to be a viable option. Well, let's give it a try. I'll be right back. Okay, well, I did some research, and it looks like boat desyncing, as it's called, where the player and the boat fail to stay together, has been a thing. It may possibly be a thing that I can't fix in alpha. See if going super slow makes a difference. So I'm afraid this boating expedition may not work. We might have to do a substitute. I don't really need to collect this stuff. I'm just surprised to suddenly see so much of it now. It's interesting. Anyway, because otherwise what we're going to have to do, I think, to substitute is to take a long walk along the coastline. And we could meet the night by taking a boat out into the water. And continue from there. At least we could do that. But given the way the game is otherwise ready to wrap up, I think that's going to have to be good enough. We'll see what we can do here with the super slow boat. Oh, there's Creeper. That could be a problem, since we're going so slow. know if you can see anything in this recording. It's going to be pretty dark. Well, that's good to know. I do love to go boating. Oh, there we go. So now he's progressing. My position's staying still. I can't hop out of the boat. Best I can do is pause the game. Oh no. I am so sorry. I did it again. Too many starts and stops. So I'm going to have to explain myself here. I don't know if what you saw. So I think what I did was I had my third hiccup with the boat desinking. I did some research, and it looks like it's kind of a hopeless cause. Boating in Minecraft Alpha aren't reliable, and I don't know that there's any kind of fix. So I decided that boating was just not going to happen. Instead, I thought we'd take a walk across the landscape to head back to Bellevue. And along the way, the scenery became more and more amazing. Till I turned, because we're going this way, but I came around this side and turned back because I thought what I would see here would be amazing. And it is. And then I realized, oops, I had not unpaused the recording. Stopped to take a picture and realized that the recording was still paused. You didn't miss too much, just a few minutes of walking from the beach where I landed. And anyway, let's continue walking back. I want to kind of get back before it gets dark. I was also commenting on why they seem to give up on this landscape when they went to the release build. I've heard people comment about that before. These little valleys are incredible. Oops, I got myself turned around here. This is the way I was going. I wanted to check this floating stuff out, and then I doubled back because I knew that looked good. Alright, let's keep going. Actually, I walked up here, that's what I did. And then I walked up there and I looked back. Now, at the risk of repeating myself, we're going to give up on collecting clay, probably. I've already done most of my building. Hopefully clay will become a collected resource sooner in later builds. I'm sure it will. And we can integrate brick into our building. I think I can make brick in this version. Not sure actually. Does clay have a use? I don't even know. Well, at the risk of taking extra time, let's head through this hole. make it through there. So much about this game has been flawless. And these scenes are amazing. But the boating has not been that. Those are the islands that we didn't go around. It's gonna get dark soon. I don't think there's any point for me looking for more clay. I left the boat in the water. You may have seen that. We're just walking back. A word to the wise. Before you dedicate a series to Alpha. Wow, nice. If you like to boat, test it. There are only a few versions of Alpha, but it looks like I get stuck. 1.0 won't let you vote. I believe that is Mount Cabral. Yeah. We're almost back. Yeah, so anyway, we'll just head back, call it an episode. I'll remove any plans to do further work with boating. Keep the ports, I guess, because they're still fun to build. Dream about boating. That dream is now going to be deferred until my next series. Man, it's such a great landscape. We'll get ourselves back to, let's go back to the lighthouse and I'll say goodbye. Well, at least we got our sugar cane. And I do have some interesting plans for that. Alas, the sea will be but a dream for us in this game. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, in spite of the disappointment. Well, we'll not concern ourselves with this again. And we'll just move on to what it is we can do in good old Minecraft Alpha 1.0. Take care.